Guys, Vitalik Buterin just spoke about Shiba Inu. Right now, we have some crazy updates in this video. I literally cannot believe this right now. Shiba Inu is down 8% today, but it's about to go to the moon. Watch this video until the end. Quickly, before we get into this video, if you want to find out about low market cap altcoins that could literally 100x, go follow me on my Twitter at KeanTalksCrypto. I also do a lot of giveaways there too, so go follow me. Yo, what is up guys? It is KeanTalksCrypto here, back at you guys with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Vitalik Buterin because he just dropped a huge statement. This is literally breaking news, guys. So we're going to get straight into it today, but I really hope you guys are enjoying all the brand new videos on my channel. I'm uploading so often right now, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, so leave a like on it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, watch this video until the end because we're about to drop some crazy news. So the first thing I want to get into today is that SHIBASWAP is officially done, guys. We have more confirmation today that it is officially done, so have a look at this. Satoshi Kusama actually spoke in the Discord today and said swap is ready, works nicely. We only have 2 more weeks until SHIBASWAP is going to be officially released. I'm super hyped for it and I cannot wait for the future of Shiba Inu. I really hope you guys really are excited as I am. The next thing I want to talk about is this statement. When the SHIBASWAP drops, things are gonna go crazy because have a look at this. Before Uniswap was released in December of 2020, the coin was only worth $3, and now guys it's worth $43. This is absolutely crazy news because we have another case of this actually happening with PancakeSwap, and it was trading at around 60 cents before they later released their exchange, and it's now worth $40. Just think about what SHIB could go up to as soon as the exchange is released. I think we could definitely see it get to $1. And that is probably why Vitalik Buterin is actually backing this coin. He spoke a lot about it in this interview that just dropped under 1 hour ago, guys. We have some insane news about that. Mr. Buterin does actually like the devs over here at Shiba Inu, and that is a great sign. When someone who has so much authority as Vitalik Buterin backs a coin, that's when you know it's an extremely good coin. So yeah, the SHIBASWAP is officially done, as I said. Here are some brand new images of it which look extremely good. I really cannot wait until this is released. As we can see here, it has the dig, bury, fetch, treat, bonefolio, and NFTs. So yeah, it comes in 2 variations, light mode and dark mode, which is extremely cool, and I really do like the layout of it. But I just think this coin is gonna go absolutely parabolic as soon as the SHIBASWAP releases. Now guys, I'm about to show you this interview where Vitalik actually talks a lot about Shiba Inu, and it's clear that he really does admire the devs of the coin. So guys, go ahead and check this out right now. It's insane.
Let's first talk about Shiba Inu, if we can. Also known as shibatoken, code SHIB. For context, Shiba Inu was created in August 2020, modeled off of Dogecoin by the anonymous founder known as Ryoshi. On May 10th this year, it had a market capitalization of over 13 billion. And maybe you can explain this, but in a crazy move, you were given half of SHIB's total supply. You burned, aka destroyed, 90% of it. That's worth $6.7 billion. And you donated 10%. That's worth $1.2 billion at the time to an India COVID-19 relief fund, saying you don't want to be the locus of this much power. This is fascinating. Why and how were you able to walk away from this much money and this much power?
So I should probably start by giving some of the backstory around these coins and this concept of giving me coins. So first of all, Shiba Inu, as you said, is this kind of knockoff of Dogecoin, right? And Dogecoin was this initial kind of fun coin that was created back, I think, around 2014 or so, and it was just created by Jackson Palmer, put it out as a joke for a couple of hours, and a community formed around it. And at the beginning, people didn't take it very seriously. I actually remember putting about $25,000 into Doge sometime around 2016, and I just remember just thinking to myself, like, okay, how am I going to explain to my mom that I just invested $25,000 into dog coins? And
Yeah.
like, what even are dog coins? Like, the only interesting thing about this coin is that there's, a logo of a dog somewhere.
Yeah.
But, of course, that ended up being one of the best investments I've ever made. And it did really well. And then at the end of 2020, Elon Musk, of course, started talking about Dogecoin. And the market cap just like shot up to about $50 billion. Actually, and it shot up multiple times, right? Like the first time it went up from about 0.8 cents to about like 7 cents. And this just happened all in one day. And I remember this was when I was still in Singapore in the middle of COVID. And I saw that the price just went up by 1,000%. And I was like, oh my God, my Doge is worth like a lot. And so I immediately called up some of my friends and told them to like drop everything and scramble. And I sold half the Doge, and I got $4.3 million, donated the proceeds to give directly. And a few hours after I did this, the price dropped back down from about 7 cents to 4 cents, right? So I managed to sell the Doge at the top, and I remember just feeling like I was such an amazing trader. But then, of course, the price went up from 4 cents, then to 7, and then 50, and just like Doge becoming this big phenomenon where there's even a lot of people that have heard of Doge that have not heard of Ethereum. It's just like something even I wasn't predicting, right? And so after that, of course, we have Doge, and then people are thinking, well, if the leading dog token is worth $50 billion, then surely the second largest dog token deserves, at least 7 or 8 billion, right? Like I feel like that's kind of what the mindset of these Shiba people is. So then, of course, they did this other gimmick, right, where they gave me half the Shiba token supply. They were actually not the first projects to do this. So around the end of 2020, there was this weird project called Teller. It's like Tellor. I think they're a Chainlink competitor or something like this. But I remember they just like dumped $50,000 worth of their token into my wallet, and then they had their Twitter army just like basically run around saying, look at Vitalik's wallet. Vitalik holds Tellers. He's one of us. He's a supporter. And as soon as I discovered this, I just like publicly sold the Teller tokens on Uniswap, and this created a bit of a Twitter splat. Now, the Shiba people were more clever. The Shiba people, instead of dumping to that wallet, they dumped to my cold wallet. Right. So in like cryptocurrency, right, there's this concept of like cold wallets and hot wallets. Basically, like the thing that actually owns your money is like this 80-digit number called a private key, right? And a hot wallet is when that private key is just stored in memory on your computer, on your phone, really easy to access. Cold wallet means it's either written down on a piece of paper, or it's on a computer that's just never accessed the internet, right? So cold is very inconvenient, but cold is also much more secure, right? Because even if that computer has some like viruses on it, like it's like air gapped, it's not actually going to be able to upload it. So this cold wallet, and like all the money is out of the cold wallet, so it's safe for me to talk about my setup now, right? But it was a laptop that was sitting in Canada, and I also had 2 pieces of paper where I wrote down 2 numbers on those 2 pieces of paper. Mm-hmm. One was with me, one was in Canada, and if you add those 2 numbers together, you get the private key. So because of COVID travel restrictions, and this is cold wallets in Canada, like it's very difficult for me to actually access it, right? And I'm not sure if they knew this. Maybe they just got lucky. But like basically, they sent a lot of these dog tokens into this wallet where it was very difficult for me to access it. But then I saw these dog tokens, I saw more and more people talking about them, and then at some point I realized that like, hey, these things are worth billions of dollars, and like, there's lots of really good things that you could do with that amount of money, and it would actually be a waste to just like see it go. So I made the decision that like I would actually power through and figure out how to like safely like basically get my private key. I actually had to call up my family, tell them to read out their number off of their piece of paper. I entered that into a fresh laptop that I bought from Target. Then I put in my other number on my piece of paper, added the 2 numbers together on the computer. There's the key. And at the same time, like just scrambled for 2 days, setting up a new wallet where I could move my ETH to safely, like getting people to be multi-sig partners, just like doing all sorts of like stuff that 10 years ago you would expect to just be part of a cyberpunk science fiction novel, but now it's all real.
So you're doing this all by yourself, essentially.
most of it by myself. So I
'Cause
need
you have to keep it secret.
Right, and I needed my family to actually like go and read the number on their piece of paper, and then I in my new multi-sig wallet, like there's other people that are signatories, but I'm obviously not going to reveal any details beyond that. So I did this, right, and I actually managed to like get the private key, make the first transaction that would just move all my ether to the multi-sig wallet so it's safe, and then second put the private key on my main computer, then started like going in and just selling some of the dog tokens and then just like giving them to these different charities. Now at the time I actually did not even like have any idea of how much you would be able to get, right? Because like on paper the dog tokens are $7 billion, but like in reality it's a very liquid market. Are you going to crash it by after you sell 1 million worth? You're going to crash it after 10 million? Are you going might you actually be able to get like an entire 200 million? I had no idea. So I definitely was just of the mindset like, okay, I'll sell a bit, maybe get some ETH, and then donated some ETH to GiveWell, donated some to other groups, and then okay, have some dog tokens. Like I don't have an easy ability to sell more myself, but then I'll just like give them to these groups, and like hopefully they'll do good things with them. It was actually I actually donated 20% and dumped 80%.
Okay.
Yeah, so the COVID India group got one batch, and then there's another group that got another batch. And I don't want to say who they are because I think they want to announce themselves at some point.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's, you can see the fact that these transactions were made on the blockchain. But no, it was just very interesting and unexpected and just an insanely crazy situation.
It's been a couple of weeks. First of all, thank you for helping me hang up some curtains. This is a first for the podcast, and shows that you're truly a special person to be willing to help. But now, a couple of weeks later, do you regret any aspect of that decision?
I'm sure there's some things that I probably could have done better. Like I was actually talking to some of these charities, and I was impressed by just how much money they managed to get out of selling some of these coins. So I probably could have done better by just like talking more with traders and actually ensuring that that they can do a better job of maximizing the value of all of them. But like it was a very stressful time, and I did have to act quickly. Like I did manage to make a lot of the donations before like a few days before the great crypto crash happened. So it was, it's difficult to like. Obviously, there's parallel universes in which I did better, but at the same time, there's also lots of parallel universes where because I hesitated more and tried to spend more time thinking, I missed the opportunity. So, on net, it's like a luck of the draw, and I'm just, happy that everything was able to turn out as well as it did.
But psychologically, you mentioned stress.
Mm-hmm.
How hard was it?
It was stressful, right? I think, well, one of the really stressful parts was just the fact that I had to basically move all of my funds, including the 325,000 ether from one cold wallet into another hot wallet, into another multi-sig wallet. And maybe the multi-sig wallet had a bug in it. Maybe there's like some mistake I'll make in the middle that causes the funds to get lost. Like, that part was stressful, and I was definitely stressing out for 2 days. Triple checking the new wallet. I even did a bit of an audit of the code myself. I wrote my own JavaScript dApp to make confirmations because Gnosis Safe didn't work with the status wallet well. So there was that whole thing was definitely a bit of a marathon. I was also kind of definitely a bit worried about, or uncertain, I guess, how the public and, including the coin communities would perceive the whole thing. But I was actually impressed. Like for every poster that was saying like, no, why did Vitalik like rug pull on us? His wallet was supposed to be a burn address. There's like 10 people that are like, oh, I thought I was just in this because it's a fun pyramid gambling thing, but instead I ended up being part of this great public good thing for humanity, and that's like even more amazing. So the amount of that I got was very impressive. So, all in all, I think the dog people did great.
The dog people. Is there something you can extend to the bigger picture of it? In the principles you apply to making this decision, is there some principles, philosophies that you apply also to the decisions you make around Ethereum?
I think a big one for me is just this idea that crypto, isn't just an opportunity to give people like slightly better ways to save value and all of these things. Like, it's also an opportunity to like basically create these like new digital institutions that could like serve the public good in new ways, and that's something that I've been interested